Okay, let's just jump right into this explainer and transport ourselves directly back to December 5th, 1945. We really want to uncover the exact sequence of events that birthed an absolute legend. Now, we've all heard the stories, right? The rumors, the wild theories, but today we're stripping away decades of speculation to look at the raw facts of Flight 19. We're going to look strictly at what the official 1945 archive records actually prove about the day 5 U.S. Navy bombers just vanished. You know, when 5 heavily armed military aircraft disappear without a single trace, human nature just rushes in to fill those blanks. Was it an alien portal, a tear in the fabric of space and time, or was it a tragic, fatal error? As we dig into the facts laid out in the official Navy document files, we really have to ask ourselves how this deeply engaging, high-suspense, real-life drama gets completely twisted into science fiction. Our goal today is to follow the raw evidence. Let's figure out exactly what happened to these men out over the ocean.
It is honestly terrifying how rapidly a standard flight over the Atlantic devolved into a total nightmare scenario. At the start, this was just a routine training mission out of Florida. Picture these 5 World War II Avenger bombers flying in this tight V formation over a completely sun-drenched Atlantic Ocean. Calm, beautiful. But within just 2 short hours, those sunny skies violently shifted. They were basically swallowed by a dark, tempestuous trap, complete with heavy storm rain and deep shadows. The contrast between how this flight began and where it ended up just 2 hours later is, well, it's absolutely staggering.
And you can literally feel the visceral panic from the instructor, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, as their primary navigation completely fails in that storm. I mean, imagine sitting inside that cockpit. The glowing analog compass needles are just spinning wildly, reflecting in your goggles, while heavy storm clouds roll in outside. Rain droplets are absolutely pounding the glass canopy. Confused and entirely lost over the ocean, Lieutenant Taylor is frantically tapping a broken glass compass gauge. He radios ground control with this chilling transmission. "Both of my compasses are out. I don't know where we are." Just like that, their lifeline back to land was gone.
So the really crucial point to understand here is the total sensory disorientation. They are lost flying incredibly close to raging ocean swells as darkness completely envelops them. Without working compasses, these 5 bombers were forced to fly dangerously low, and right below them, the ocean was churning with violent 30-knot waves. And to make matters infinitely worse, dusk was rapidly turning into pitch-black night. Try to visualize that high-suspense reality for a second. The deep dark blues of the stormy sky, the complete lack of visibility, and the deafening sound of a massive ocean storm right beneath their wings. They were flying totally blind. Now, time is absolutely your worst enemy when you're lost in the air. As the dark storm clouds kept rolling in, the fuel tanks on those Avenger bombers inevitably hit empty. This wasn't some sudden fiery crash. It was a slow, agonizing realization of what had to happen next. Facing literally the worst conditions imaginable, Taylor issues this final, heartbreaking order to his men. When the first plane drops below 10 gallons, we all go down together. It's an incredible testament to their unity for sure, but it's also a chilling acknowledgement that they were going to have to ditch their heavy aircraft straight into those violent 30-knot night waves.
And all of this paints an undeniable timeline of doom. We start at 0 hours with a sunny takeoff. By hour 2, the tempestuous trap is sprung, the compasses fail. Hours later, the heartbreaking reality of empty fuel tanks forces them into the sea. But you know what? The timeline doesn't even end there. That very same pitch-black night, a rescue flying boat was sent out into the storm clouds to save them. Tragically, due to a fuel leak, that rescue plane exploded into a fiery orange fireball mid-air. So this tragedy didn't just claim Flight 19, it compounded the loss by claiming the men desperately trying to find them.
27. That stark number represents the total lives lost in a single, devastating night. And we need to remember this isn't just a statistic in the official 1945 Navy document files. 27 men, fathers, sons, and brothers, swallowed by a dark storm, broken compasses, empty fuel tanks, and a mid-air explosion. When we look at this, we aren't looking at some paranormal mystery. We're looking at a profound human tragedy that is heavily documented right there in the Naval Archives. The raw facts point to an unrelenting series of fatal, real-world errors and catastrophic weather conditions.
So, looking back at all of this, we're really left to ponder something. How did the very real, factual loss of these 27 men over the Atlantic ultimately mutate into the enduring legend of the Bermuda Triangle? Think about it. How did the concrete facts of broken glass compass gauges, heavy storm rain, and mid-air fuel leaks get replaced by stories of alien portals? The official records are crystal clear on the fatal realities of December 5, 1945. But, well, the human mind loves a mystery. And sometimes the truth of a tempestuous trap and empty fuel tanks is simply too agonizing to accept without searching for some supernatural reason. So I'll leave you with this to think about. If the archives plainly show a fatal cascade of errors, what does our obsession with the Bermuda Triangle myth actually say about us?